point, one question becomes unavoidable. Does XBAT actually work on the battlefield? That answer was delivered clearly by Brandon Sanders on the stage in Washington, D.C. Shield AI is not talking about distant futures. They are talking about real combat results. They are describing AI systems that have been deployed in live operational environments, where GPS was fully denied, communications were disrupted, and human reaction time was no longer sufficient.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the previous episodes of XBAT Live,
we examined doctrine, strategic thinking, and how XBAT reshapes modern air power. On October 8, 2023, just one day after the terrorist attacks in Israel, Israel's Southern Counter-Terrorism Forces used Shield AI's Hypermind within the Nova system to support hostage rescue operations. The messages shown during the event were not marketing material. They were real communications between operators in the field and Shield AI engineers, describing how AI directly helped save lives. In Ukraine, VBAT platforms equipped with Hyperion have conducted hundreds of combat missions. In every mission, GPS was completely jammed by Russian forces. Communications were cut. Yet the systems continued to operate, identify targets, and capital adversity. This is not a minor upgrade in warfare. This is a capability that almost no other defense company has been able to achieve. And it is from this real-world foundation that XBAT emerged.
XBAT and Nova were never demonstration projects. They were deployed in real combat environments. In Ukraine, XBAT platforms equipped with Hyperion AI operated in conditions where GPS was completely denied, communications were severed, and traditional remote control systems failed. XBAT continued to fly, continued to identify targets, continued to complete missions. In Israel, Nova, powered by Hypermind, was used in hostage rescue operations, where seconds determined human lives. From two very different battlefields, Shield AI reached one unavoidable conclusion. The greatest vulnerability of modern air power is not in the sky, it is on the ground. Aircraft are destroyed before takeoff, bases become fixed targets, human pilots become strategic liabilities and political risks. XBAT and Nova proved that AI can fight independently when humans cannot, but they also revealed a limit. Existing unmanned platforms lack the speed, the range, and the strike power required to replace jet-based air power. That gap is exactly where XBAT emerges. XBAT is not an emotional leap. It is a forced evolution built on battlefield proof provided by VBAT and Nova. Once AI can autonomously complete missions, the question is no longer, can AI fight? The question becomes, why do we still place a human inside the cockpit? XBAT is the answer to that question.
Israel and Ukraine are not just two different conflicts. They are the most unforgiving laboratories of modern warfare. In Israel, combat unfolds in compressed urban environments where reaction time is measured in seconds and hesitation costs civilian lives. In that reality, Nova and the Hypermind AI system proved something critical. AI does not wait for complete command chains. It does not freeze under psychological pressure. It acts while humans are still processing the situation. AI decides before humans can react. Ukraine presents a very different battlefield. Vast operational space, widespread GPS denial, fragmented communications, air bases struck before aircraft can take off. There, XBAT, powered by Hyperion, continued operating in conditions where most modern air doctrines collapsed entirely. No remote control, no navigation signals, no stable communications. Yet, AI kept flying, kept targeting, kept executing missions. From these two battlefields, one harsh truth emerged. Modern air forces do not fail because they lose in the air. They fail because they never get airborne. Runways become fatal choke points. Bases become fixed targets. Human pilots become strategic and political liabilities. And that leads to an unavoidable question. If AI can already fight independently, why is air power still chained to runways, bases, and cockpits? Expat was not born from technological ambition. Expat was born from battlefield-exposed limits. Israel proved the need for reaction speed beyond human capability. Ukraine proved the need for survivability when all support systems collapse. Expat fuses both lessons into a single platform. Jet-powered, VTOL, no runway required. Fully AI-controlled, ready to fight from the front line. Expat is not the next step. It is the inevitable destination of air power after Israel and Ukraine.
At this moment, Brandon Sanders made a critically important statement. We can no longer call this just an aircraft. Because what Shield AI is building does not stop in the sky. The very same AI system has already been operating across
unmanned ground vehicles, unmanned surface vessels, helicopters, jet aircraft.
The common denominator is not the platform. The common denominator is the AI pilot. Shield AI is building autonomous combat capability that is faster, cheaper, and already proven on real battlefields. And from here, a fundamental question emerges. What comes next? Brandon Sanders' answer is clear: to expand the mission at a global scale. Not to seek war, but to achieve the highest objective, winning without fighting. And that is where Expat emerges. Expat is not an isolated idea. It is the physical embodiment of the entire four-phase roadmap. A multi-role jet combat aircraft, vertical takeoff and landing, fully AI-controlled, life cycle cost dramatically lower than fifth-generation fighters. And most importantly, air power is no longer dependent on runways. In Brandon Sanders' words, this is the holy grail of strategic deterrence. When air power can appear anywhere, the adversary is forced to confront an unsolvable set of problems. And at that moment, Expat is no longer just an aircraft. It becomes a strategic message.
Episode 8 comes to a close here. At the exact moment, Brandon Sanders concludes his speech. On the Washington stage, the vision and mission have been fully laid out. Now, the event moves into its next phase. In episode 9 of Expat Live, the microphone is handed to Armour Harris, the architect behind Expat's aerodynamic form, its propulsion system that breaks legacy VTOL limits, and its vertical launch and recovery logic. We will address the core questions: why Expat looks the way it does, why ground survivability became a central design requirement, and why this aircraft was never built for display, but for modern warfare. From battlefield reality to engineering decisions, from doctrine to metal. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you don't miss the next episodes. I'm Hai. Thank you sincerely for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 9 of Expat Live. Thank you, and goodbye.